Okay, today I thought I'd make a little video to document the progress to date on Norma Jean. This is the 24th of January. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just thought I'd, for my own purposes, document the progress, but also for my friends who are following it, just to let them know I have not been slacking. I finished the sanding for the painting. I've also all the glasses out of the car, the quarter windows, door glass, front and back windshields, you name it, that's all out. The car has basically been stripped. All the chrome, door handles, any hardware, it's been stripped off. And I finished the sanding this afternoon, so it's ready. The only thing I have to do is run over it with wax and grease remover, which I do just before, about an hour or so before I paint, and then blow it out with a little air nozzle in there to get all the dust and stuff out. But other than that, it's ready to go. And I just thought I'd point out a few things that might be of interest to some of my gearhead friends. If you remember, if you've been following the project, I've replaced the two front fenders and the two quarter panels, and I've also replaced the hatch. Now the fenders right here came off of a 68. And the car is a 73, so there's a couple of minor differences in the 68 fender versus the 73. Right here where you see where the turn signal lamp goes, on this 73, it's about 2 inches closer to the grill here, the hole is, so it's shifted over. And on the 73, there's also a side marker light that goes right here on the side of the fender. I prefer the clean look without the side marker light, and this right fender needed to be replaced, so that obviously that's why I replaced it. The left fender did not need to be replaced, but I wanted them to match. I didn't want to have two different years, with one with a side marker light or having to try and fill it in and all that. And I got the fender, I think, for 75 bucks or something, so it was no big deal. So I got that on there. Also, before we go to the back and the quarter panels, I've got my laser thermometer here, and this shows that the skin of the car is at 64.5 degrees right now. Now this epoxy primer that I'm going to put spray, the instructions are very, very explicit that the skin of the car has to be a minimum of 65 degrees and stay that way for at least 24 hours after it's sprayed, or you'll probably wind up doing it over again because it won't adhere to the car. So it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's the hottest part of the day. This car just got to 64.5. It was at 65 a little while ago, but not for long. So I've got to decide whether I want to buy a little heater to get the garage up a few degrees. Even at night when it gets about 50 degrees outside, it gets about probably 55 on the skin of the car. So I've got to decide whether I want to just wait a week or two till the weather warms up, or get a little heater. They've got a $30 one at Harbor Freight that I think will work, so I may just do that and then throw the plastic up in here and get this place heated up so I can do it. But we'll see. But going to the back of the car, where you can see the both quarter panels I've replaced as well, the rear quarter panels. And these quarter panels also came off of a 68 GT, but a different one than the fenders came off of. And there's a little bit of a difference too. On the 73, there's a side marker light right here on the quarter panel, whereas on the 68 there's not. So I like the clean look again. So now the whole side of the car, the only thing it will have is the chrome trim that goes right down the middle belt line all the way down the car. I think it's just a cleaner look. Also, I've got a replacement hatch that I think came off, if I remember correctly, came off the car that had the front fenders. And I think, again, the original hatch just had a fairly good sized dent in the back of it, and it's where it was double walled, so it was really hard to get to fix. And this hatch, I think the guy gave it to me for like 50 bucks. So it was, again, a no-brainer just to go ahead and get this one. The only difference in this hatch and the 73 is where the MGB GT emblem goes on. It's a little bit different emblem on the 68 than the 73, but that's no big deal. I've got the emblem. So, and here is the quarter panel on the driver's side. Again, no marker light here. So this is what she looks like right now. This is the interior. She's all stripped down. So we'll either get a heater or we won't. And we'll wait a week or two. We'll see. I'll decide. Also, just a note of interest. These are my Eastwood hydraulic wheel jacks right down here. These things are worth their weight in gold. I used to have those little cheap Harbor Freight wheel dollies, and you had to jack up the car and put the wheel dollies under there, and then they kind of rolled okay, but you really wasn't real smooth. These things, they're a heck of a lot more expensive, but they're hydraulic, and you just slip them around the wheel, and then you just jack them up with this foot jack. It releases right here, and you jack it up until these two things come together, and then as you jack it up, they raise the wheel, and then you lock it in with this pin, and then the wheel's off the ground. You don't have to jack up the car, anything like that. They're awesome, and they've got a lot bigger wheels, and they're a lot smoother. It's just a much better system than the other ones. And so I can jockey this car around in the garage and get it where I need it to be and stuff very, very easily. In fact, when I was sanding this morning, I just leaned against the car while I was sanding it to put some pressure on it, and the car started rolling. That's how easy they work. But anyway, for anybody that's interested, that's what's happening with Norma Jean right now. Hopefully pretty soon she'll be painted. Till next time.